Pats Nation, welcome on into the final watch party here for the 2025 NFL season. Of course, before we get into postseason watch parties, baby, New England Patriots' final game here of the season going up against their in-division rival, Miami Dolphins. Patriots do have their starters in there right now. You know, you got Efton Chisholm out there in the mix, obviously, with Matt Collins not there, but Milton Williams, right? You also got Will Campbell returning to the mix. And so going to be really good to see those guys just back in, building that chemistry, getting ramped up for the postseason. I completely agree with that decision, too, on playing those guys and getting them ready. There was this division on the fan base on, would you play them and risk an injury, or you just wait to the postseason? Injuries are going to happen. And those things are inevitable, right? And so knock on wood that doesn't happen, but you want those guys as ready as possible come postseason time. And so I don't think they play them the entire game. I don't think they're going to play the starters the entire game, but at least giving them an opportunity to is huge. And Ramondre Stevenson off to the races, 20-10, and it just misses the end zone. A monster run by Ramondre Stevenson, 57 yards. And we haven't even seen one pass yet, and the Patriots are already knocking on the door to get into the end zone. So big run for Ramondre. That's actually the longest run of the season for Ramondre Stevenson. Almost loses his balance, but regains it, and it's off to the races. If that was TreVeyon Henderson would have been in the end zone. Ramondre just doesn't have the speed to be able to knock that one off, but 57 yards for your bulldozing running back. You'll certainly take it. Patriots on the 5-yard line. Henderson in the game. Henry in motion. They're going to give it off to Henderson. Henderson right into the end zone. And that is a touchdown just like that for the New England Patriots, baby. So Drake May came out there but didn't pass the ball once. So for those worried, all right, well, you know, you don't want Drake May getting injured, so how much we're going to see him in this game? Well, you really can't get injured if all he does is pass the football off, and that's really all the Patriots did was run the football, and just like that, they get into the end zone. Big shout out to our guy, Alpha Courage, who comes in with a $2 donation and says, go Pats. Go Pats, baby, just like that. Patriots already up. It didn't even take them 2 minutes, and they're already in the end zone. Big 57-yard run there by Ramondre. Caps the Patriots off, and then a Henderson 5-yard touchdown. Just like that touchdown, baby. Let's go. Of course, guys, don't forget to hit the like button on your way in if you haven't already. Helps support the channel tremendously. 3 plays, the Patriots went 70 yards, ran the ball on every single one. So what a drive there for the Patriots running backs, man. Absolutely huge. And just for reference, there are key inactives for both of these teams here today. I want to share those with you guys. So for the Patriots, you have Marcus Bryant, the rookie tackle. He's inactive. You got Jared Wilson with a concussion. He's inactive. Caden Wallace, who honestly, I'm surprised that guy is still on this football team. I think most people forgot that he was on this football team. He's also inactive. He's a healthy scratch. Harold Landry, it looks like they're going to continue to give him a little bit more time to get healthy for the postseason. He hasn't looked like himself since that injury against the Saints, so it does make sense, especially going up against the Dolphins, that maybe that's a guy you want to give a little bit of extra time to get right. Kyrie Sanga, going to be the second straight week that he's inactive with the foot injury, and then Robert Spillane also inactive. What I find really interesting about the Robert Spillane situation, too, is that when we came out of the bye week against the Bills, he was a limited participant in practice throughout that week, but he geared up to go. And we were hearing that he was like a break the glass in case of emergency, meaning that if a guy goes down and they needed him in there, they would have put him in there. And then ever since then, he was non-participants in practice and he just wasn't playing. And so I find it interesting that, you know, early on, just a few weeks ago, they needed to play him, they would have, but now they're just not playing him at all. And so did that injury get worse, or is it just, hey, given how the rest of our schedule's playing out and who the opponents are, let's just let's just get him right for the postseason. So I fully expect that he's going to be okay come postseason time. But as for the Dolphins, you have quarterback Cam Miller out, running back Devon Achane, wide receiver Jalen Waddle, offensive tackle Austin Jackson, Chop Robinson off the edge, and safety Minka Fitzpatrick. So key players out for Miami on both sides of the football. All right, that's going to be a touchback there for Miami. Big shout out to Trey. Comes in with a $2 donation. He says, what's your next step in life post-graduation? Right now, I'm just kind of looking to take things to the next level with the channel, Roundtable Sports, the content, all of that good stuff. And just continue to do this full time, right? I haven't really been able to take Patriots Global and the channel and the other social medias as serious as I've wanted to because I was so busy with school. There just simply was not enough time. Now that we have, I want to build out a schedule. I want days we're going live. I want shorts posted on a regular schedule. I want videos posted on a regular schedule and really get this channel back to what it once was. So right now, that's the biggest goal. But Quinn Ewers gets outside the pocket, nothing downfield. He's going to take off. He's going to run and try to get the first. Looks like they're going to list him just out. So it's going to be 2nd and 1 here for Miami after, again, the scramble by Quinn Ewers. But hopefully that ends up working, right? Hopefully we get some good sponsors and we can continue to make this a full-time job. Remember that you guys supporting the channel is huge in allowing us to do this full-time. And of course, supporting the sponsors that supports the channel also is a massive, massive reason that allows us to do this full-time. So just keep that in mind. But if all else fails, then we go to a network and we apply for a job. Simple as that. So they are going to set up a screen on this one. That's right. And he's going to get the first down, not much after, but will get the first down. Keep in mind, Achane out of this game. Now, Ewers did look comfortable for Miami over the last 3 weeks that he got the start over Tua. Didn't do anything special, right? Hasn't had a game where he eclipsed 300 yards or anything like that. But he does look comfortable in the system. And I think the big thing is that he'll take a deep shot now and then. But what I've seen with Miami's offense since Ewers entered is it's a lot of running the football and it's a lot of asking their players to create after the catch. It's going to be a lot of screens. It's going to be a lot of checkdowns, getting guys in space, making Quinn Ewers' job easy. So the Patriots playing everything underneath, especially with no Tyreek or Waddle, is going to be huge for them in this game. I think stacking the box, selling out to stop the run, that's what the Patriots defense has to do rather than continuing to play too high safety that they would have to do if you had Tyreek and Waddle in the game just due to their speed. Did you graduate online or in person? So I could have went in person. The school that I went to, they have like a whole broadcast setup and everything like that. But just due to what I was doing with Patriots Global Roundtable Sports, I also saved like $7,000 per semester. It made sense for me to just do online so that I could go to the Senior Bowl, go to the Super Bowl, right? The Dolphins are going to set up another screen here for their tight end. Going to get a couple yards. That's going to bring up 3rd down. But yeah, so I decided to get it online just because we were already doing so much stuff in the industry. Again, going to the Senior Bowl, going to the Super Bowl, that for me, it just didn't make sense to go there in person. Going to be 3rd and 6 for Miami. Milton Williams on the field here. And I love how on the broadcast right now, they have the Chargers and Denver Broncos score at the top left. Because again, if the Broncos lose and the Patriots win, the Patriots get the first seed. Ewers drops back on a 3rd and 6. Ewers looks in the middle of the field and hits a wide open receiver. That's going to be Wees Jr. Had a big touchdown, a 60-yard touchdown last week with Ewers, and Patriots just give him time in the pocket, and Ewers just finds a guy in the middle of the field on a 3rd and 6 to convert. So great job by Quinn Ewers to just stand tall in the pocket there and convert. Again, just looks comfortable. He has the pocket, he has the poise in the pocket to be able to just make plays like that. Disrupting him is going to be huge. They're going to give this one off to right, and the Pages are going to rally around the football. So right now, not giving him too much of a running game. It's going to be a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. I have you guys covered with the Denver game. That's what I'm watching. Right now, still 0-0 Chargers in Denver. I know Chargers are resting a lot of their starters, though. All right, 2nd and 8 for Miami. They're driving down the field right now. They're going to fake the handoff. And Dulcich is going to get close to the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Got Jelani Tavai there on a tight end. All right, 3rd and 1 for Miami. Currently, they've run 7 plays for 46 yards, almost 5 minutes of possession. They're going to run the football, and they're going to get it. Again, they're not averaging much per run so far, this Miami's rushing offense, but when you're on a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, they're just converting. So Quinn Ewers right now is 4 for 4 for 35 yards on this drive. All right, 1st and 10 now. Miami's across the 20. They're going to set up another screen, and they're going to set that one up to their speed wide receiver in Washington, and he's not going to get a first down, but he will get close. He's going to get 8 yards there on first down. So Patriots, again, 3 plays. They went 70 yards into the end zone. Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson doing all the work. And right now, Miami is responding. So, again, right now, this game not maybe as easy as maybe we originally thought. It's not this put-away game that everybody expected. 2nd and 1. Miami's currently run 9 plays, 57 yards. They're going to toss this one out to the left side. And a big play. Milton Williams, welcome back to the New England Patriots, baby. A big, big loss there after their toss to the left side. Big play there by Williams. They don't pick up the block, and he comes in and takes advantage of the opportunity, man. Great to see Milton Williams back. Finally, man. 3rd and 8. They're going to get moved back now to the 15-yard line. They're going to run motion. Patriots send pressure. They run a slant against Carlton Davis. That's Washington on Davis. Davis plays aggressively, but Washington does make the reception. It's 4th down, but he's going to be just shy of the first. Will Miami go for this? It's 4th and 1. Might be more like 4th and an inch. So Miami is going to go for this. They're bulldozing running back Ollie Gordon. They're on the field. They got their fullback there too. They're going to fake the handoff. Ewers forced to throw, and that is incomplete. So Miami decides that they are going to fake the handoff and pass the ball with Ewers. Patriots get the pressure, forces Ewers outside of the pocket, has to throw on the run, back of the end zone. And that's Jack Gibbons with the pass breakup. So the Patriots keep the lead. Miami going down on them on this drive. Had an opportunity to put up 3 points right there, but 4th and 1, really less than 1. They decide to go for it. You got Ollie Gordon. You got your fullback also on the field. I don't know why Miami doesn't just run the football up the middle there. Calling a play action on a 4th and 1 inside the red zone to me doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but I guess to each their own. Great stop there by Gibbons. Anyone know when the playoff schedule gets released? So once this week of football is wrapped up, the official schedule will be released, but you'll already know games as these games start to trickle down, right? So like, for example, we know that the Houston Texans are going to play the winner of Ravens and Steelers. So once the Ravens and Steelers play, Texans fans are going to know who they're playing already. So once today's games are wrapped up, we'll have a pretty good idea on who the Patriots are playing. Because as long as the Patriots finish as the second seed, they are going to play the lowest graded seed. So I think it's going to be the Chargers, but it could be the Chargers. It could be the Bills. We still got to see. Yeah, if I had to put money on it right now, I'm saying that it's going to be the Chargers because I think the Chargers are going to finish as the 7th seed. And if the Chargers finish as the 7th seed, because the Denver Broncos, let's just assume the Denver Broncos win this football game, they get the first round bye. Patriots end up playing next week. The Patriots would be the highest seed heading into the playoffs next week, so they would play the lowest team. So if the Chargers finish as the 7th seed, that's who the Patriots would play. But let's say that Buffalo finishes as the 7th seed, then that's who the Patriots would end up playing. Either way, as long as the Patriots finish as seed number 2, they'll be hosting 2 playoff games. If the Denver Broncos get kicked off in the second round of the playoffs, right in the divisional round, then the Patriots would be hosting 3 playoff games, assuming that they got to the AFC Championship game. So the Patriots taking over here at the 8-yard line, going to have to go the length of the field. They're going to give this one off. That was Munford lined up at fullback. Second and 3 for the Patriots after a 7-yard run from Henderson. All right, the Patriots on the 15-yard line. Drake May goes empty. Got a pass for the first time. He goes out too. It's going to be Kayshon Boutte who returns from a concussion. Keep in mind, too, that Stephon Diggs is 8 catches and 30 yards away from a bonus. So if Diggs gets 8 catches, then he has 90 catches on the year. If he gets 30 yards, then Stephon Diggs will have 1,000 yards on the season. If he does, then that would be the first 1,000-yard wide receiver the Patriots have had since Julian Edelman in 2019. So some guys have potential bonuses on the line in this one. All right, they're going to fake this one off to Henderson. They're going to give it off to Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams going to get a pretty good gain here on first down. So a little fake handoff end around for Kyle Williams. Love the idea of getting him into space and giving him a couple of runs. All right, so 2nd and 5 here for the Pats. Trevion Henderson on the field. Diggs in motion. They're going to hand this one off to Henderson. Henderson is going to be stopped for a loss of 1. Runs into a brick wall up the middle. Going to make that 3rd and 6. Colby, 2 offensive players I want New England to sign if they hit free agency are Pitts and Pierce. I think Kyle Pitts is going to cost a lot of money because he had a really, really good year. Now, I don't think he's lived up to the first-round hype that he once was, but I think, Kyle Pitts has gotten better and better statistically every single year, so he's going to be pretty expensive. Drake May drops back on a 3rd and 6. He's going to pass. Drake under pressure. Drake stiff arms a defender. Drake is going to run for it, and he gets it. Oh, my gosh. Drake May under pressure, dodges 2 defenders, shakes a defender off, stiff arms another defender to the ground, and then runs for the first down. By the way, that is a face mask on Drake May, on the defender that he stiff-armed, that the refs just completely missed. So what a sequence of plays there by Drake May, one of the hardest quarterbacks to bring down inside the pocket, and a great, great conversion there by Drake May. So fresh set of downs now for the Pats. Drake May still only passed the football 1 time. Oh, it's a flea flicker. Efton Chisholm! Oh! So a flea flicker handed off to Henderson. Henderson flips it back to Drake May, and Drake May hits Efton Chisholm deep down the field. I don't know why we're running this week 18 against the Dolphins, but wow, a really great flea flicker, and they just get Efton Chisholm into space. I'm just saying, when they've been forced to play Efton Chisholm over the last 2 weeks, Chisholm is producing. Like, Chisholm's out here making big-time plays over the last 2 weeks when they give him the opportunity. Let's see this kid in the damn postseason. 3 catches, over 70 yards now for Chisholm over the last 2 weeks. They're going to give this one to Henderson. Henderson, that's got to be a flag. Brought back, and that is a flag. Is that going to be a horse collar call on Henderson? Oh, it's going to be a face mask. So that will be a face mask there on Henderson. That's really how they stopped Henderson from breaking that thing off for a bigger run, was by grabbing the face mask. And that's now 2 plays on this drive where the Dolphins have had a face mask. I mean, only one of them was called, but that one was obvious. Now, as for Pierce, I wouldn't be against it, but I just think that he's kind of redundant to what the Patriots have. I think the Patriots just need a number 1 guy. Outside of that, I think to what you're going to have to give Pierce money-wise, I don't know how much sense it makes, but they're going to get this one off to Henderson. Good run by Henderson, but he's going to be a yard short of the end zone. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. My bad, guys. I just realized my audio is loud as heck. My soundboard got a little adjusted. All right, they're going to give this one to Ramondre Stevenson, a direct snap, and Ramondre Stevenson in the end zone. And Ramondre Stevenson gives the ball to some fans behind the net, has to move the net to get to them. So we're seeing Josh McDaniels get really creative. Hopefully this isn't him unloading the offensive playbook, because going into the postseason, like week 18, you don't need that. But a direct snap to Ramondre Stevenson is going to put the Patriots up here 14-0 against Miami. Looked like Miami maybe could have made this a game early on, but they go for it on 4th and short, 4th and 1, really 4th and inches, and they end up missing it. So just like that, the Patriots take advantage and now go up 14-0. Certainly can't take your foot off the gas. I don't think they will. Looking at that Broncos game, it's currently, 10-0 there? Broncos versus Chargers, Broncos up. And so, look, anything can happen, but certainly feels like the Patriots are playing for the 2nd seed right now. Wildcat and a flea flicker emptying the bag. Yeah, hopefully they're just testing some things out, right? Like maybe it's like let's put this on display. Let's see if it works. Let's see if there's anything we need to change heading into the postseason. But let's also put this on film so that when teams watch us going into the postseason, they have to respect that these are plays that we can make. And maybe that just opens up the offense a little bit more for the team when defenses have to respect that they can run plays like that. O-line doing their job, Brooks says. Yeah, O-line's holding up really well. Now, granted, it's against Miami, but nonetheless, they're doing their job. Josh looking for a head coach job? No. Josh McDaniels is not getting another head coach job, right? Like, if you look at it, Josh McDaniels had 2 opportunities to be a head coach. One was the Denver Broncos in the mid-2000s, and then the other one was after the 2021 season heading into 2022. And so it took a long time for him to get another head coach opportunity. I guess I should say more for him to take the job, because I felt like every single year he was getting opportunities. But we saw with the Raiders that it was really the exact same thing that happened with the Denver Broncos, right? Like Josh McDaniels didn't improve. He didn't get better. And it wasn't just the team didn't look good, but also players didn't want to play for him. Like you had several players coming out saying that they did not want to play for Josh McDaniels. You know, Michael Mayer of the Raiders saying he didn't like playing for McDaniels. Devontae Adams didn't like playing for McDaniels. So I just don't think that Josh McDaniels is a head coach in the NFL. You can be a great OC, a great DC. You could be the best in the NFL at doing so. But being a head coach is very, very different because it's about building relationships with players. It's about roster construction. It's about looking over the entire team and not just one aspect of the team. And I just think that's something that Josh McDaniels is ultimately not able to do. So, look, teams have been dumb in the past, but I think you look at Josh McDaniels, he's had 2 opportunities now to be a head coach. Both times he's failed with different organizations. I just don't see why another team would want to bring him on. And I think if you're Josh McDaniels, why put your legacy in jeopardy, right? Like, you're great as an offensive coordinator. You're arguably the best in the NFL. Stay doing that. Build your legacy as an OC. Don't tarnish your legacy anymore. All right, let's see what this defense can do. All righty. They're going to fake the handoff again. Ewers inside the pocket because you have Carlton Davis slip on the play. So Washington with another reception there over Carlton Davis. Ewers fakes the handoff, play action, and hits Washington deep down the field. So 2 drives for the Patriots offense, 2 touchdowns. Miami only having their second offensive possession in this game in the first quarter is about to come down here after this play. So they're going to run some motion. Ewers is going to give the ball off to the left side. Good run here by Wright. That's going to bring up second down. So first quarter officially over. It's been all Patriots so far, 14-0. Patriots again, 2 offensive series. Dolphins now getting their second of the game. So really both teams sustaining long drives and just trying to get this game away with. Will the Jags be able to stop Allen, though? I actually think that the Jags will have an opportunity in that game. Now, I think the biggest thing with the Jags is that they're going to have to put up enough offense to be able to go drive for drive there with Josh Allen. But the thing about the Jags is that their defense has been extremely opportunistic. Like, they're one of the best defenses in the NFL in terms of turnovers, right? It's like the Chicago Bears at number 1, but the Jags have been top 3 in interceptions. And so I think there's a blueprint on how to stop the Buffalo Bills. If you look at every single one of their losses, it's come with forcing Josh Allen and the Bills offense to turn the football over and stopping James Cook. If you do those 2 things, you can beat the Buffalo Bills. In fact, that is the recipe to do so. And so I think the Jags have the ability to stop the run. I think they have the ability to get turnovers on Josh Allen. And if they can do those things, I think there's a real chance that, yes, the Jags can pull off the upset. I mean, how many upsets have the Jags pulled off this year? I think the Jags have been inconsistent, but they've played really good football against some of the best teams in the league and won. But man, playoff football is here, so anything can happen. Let's check on some football scores. Let's see. You have the Chiefs beating the Raiders 3-0. The Broncos are still up on the Chargers 10-0. Lions beating the Bears 3-0. The Bills are up on the Jets 7-0. So right now, with how everything is playing out, looking at that Jets and Bills game, looking at the Chargers and Broncos game, it looks like, again, there's a lot of football to still be played, but right now it's looking like the Chargers will come to Foxborough next week for wild card round. So, all right. Miami's across the 50. They're at the 40. They're going to give a handoff to Washington, getting him into space. He turns on the burners. Good gain there for him. It's going to be a gain of 15 yards and a fresh set of downs for Miami. Dude, yeah, that Kansas City and Raiders game is really just, if you think about it, like the loser of Kansas City and Raiders, really the winner, because they're both not making the postseason and they're both playing for draft compensation, or draft position, I should say. Quinn Ewers play action again, dumps it off to his tight end. So we're seeing the same thing with Miami in this game. Run to the outside, toss to the outside. Quinn Ewers play action, running a lot of screens, check down. Just play everything underneath. Not sure what that was about. He had a couple of good deep shots in this game, but, you know, other than that, it's been everything underneath. I don't know why my cord to my microphone just fell out like that. That's concerning. Second and short, they're going to give this one to Wright. Wright gets the first down and a little extra after he trucks Christian Gonzalez. Trey Lance pass was tipped and intercepted. So that was a pick six that the Denver Broncos got on Trey Lance, which allowed them to go up 10-0. All right, Miami inside the 20. They're going to give this one off to Wright again. Jalen Wright running hard. Did the ball come out? So the ball came out. Jelani Tavai looks a little upset with himself. But 2nd and 3 for Miami. So it looks like they fumble at the end of the play, but they get back on it. No replay to show who it was that punched the ball out. Second and 3, Miami inside the 10. They're going to toss it off to the right side with Wright. Wright's going to get a first down, but is still going to be shy there of the end zone, just a couple yards short. All right, 2nd and goal for Miami. Miami on the 3-yard line. They're going to give the ball off to their big running back, Ollie Gordon. Did he get in? Looks like he was just shy. So I guess they weren't going to give Wright the first down prior, but they're going to give Ollie Gordon the first down now. I thought Wright got the first down to start with, so not sure about the spotting of the ball on that one, but fresh set of downs here for Miami now. They're inside the 1-yard line. They got Jalen Wright on the field, and the Patriots are going to stonewall him and prevent that one. So good job by the Patriots to, as Mike Vrabel would say, build a wall there, interior of the D-line, to stop Wright. Marcus Jones, actually one of the first ones there. Let's take a look at this play again. Shout out to Corey Durden, who was actually one of the first ones there. Surprised that we're not seeing Barmore on that play there. But they're going to fake the handoff. Ewers are going to go outside, and that's just an easy touchdown to Malik Washington. Christian Gonzalez tried to rush to get back to him, but unfortunately couldn't. So Malik Washington, touchdown. Quinn Ewers fakes the handoff. Another play action. Gets outside the pocket and just gives the ball to Washington. Nobody was covering Washington either. I'm not sure if that's on Gonzo or what, but broken coverage there by the Patriots defense that allows that touchdown. Nobody was guarding Washington. Like, Washington's in the back corner of the end zone, just turns around and is just waiting for the ball to come to him. So, broken coverage by the Patriots. They're going to have to get that one fixed up. Big shout out to Trey, who comes in with a big $10 donation and says New England 2026 opponents, AFC East teams, obviously, ×2. AFC West teams, Las Vegas, Denver at home. NFC North teams, Green Bay and Minnesota at home. Jags, Seahawks, and AFC North winner. What's everyone's floor and ceiling based off these teams? It's way too early for me to give my floor and ceiling just yet, but yeah, I tweeted that out, the Patriots opponents, a couple of months ago, and it went semi-viral. So, I mean, like, look, there's a lot of talk about the Patriots having, like, this crazy easy schedule this year. The Patriots have had the hardest schedule over the last 2 years, and right now they're projected to have one of the hardest schedules again in 2026. So it's going to be really difficult for them. After the Seahawks win last night, that cemented that the Patriots would be playing the Seattle Seahawks. So that's going to be another tough one. There's a lot of really difficult opponents here for the Patriots heading into 2026. But again, what does this team look like? I think because of how difficult the schedule is in 2026, the Patriots kind of have to go into this offseason as if they didn't have a great 2025 season. Like, you need to go into 2025 or 2026 rather, as if you had 7 or 8 wins in 2025. Like, you need to go in continuing to build this roster up, because as good as this team has been this year, if you go in with this same exact roster next year, it's going to be difficult for the Patriots. Like, you're playing up against the best teams in the National Football League, both in the AFC and the NFC. You're playing the best teams in every respective division. And so with that being said, you're going to have to build up the overall talent of your roster. Unfortunately, it is inevitable that you're going to deal with injuries. So I think the biggest thing too for the Patriots is building up the depth at really every position this offseason, because we saw that when they dealt with injuries down the stretch of this season, those injuries started to plague them because they didn't have the depth for guys to be able to step up. Looks like Christian Gonzalez bit on the play action, was expecting a run. Just kind of got lost in the play. TD is feeling himself. Ewers is a Hall of Famer. Ewers is playing well, but like I kind of wish that we saw more of Ewers early on in the season, because it's the final game of the season. How much are the Patriots like really trying? Like, it feels like they're kind of half-assing this game to me a little bit, right? Especially the defense. So like, kind of just wish that maybe we could have seen a little bit more viewers in like meaningful games. But hey, like he's done well as a game manager. I like, is he a franchise quarterback? I'm not comfortable in saying that. But can Quinn Ewers be the bridge quarterback for Miami next year? I can see it. All right. Stephon Diggs is on the field for this one. He's in motion. Patriots taking over at the 35-yard line. Drake's going to pass. Drake tries to get the ball to Kayshon Boutte. Terrible decision by Drake May. 2-3 defenders there on Boutte, and May tries to just squeeze the ball in. So don't like that decision by Drake. He's lucky this thing didn't get picked off. And so far, we haven't seen Drake pass the football a whole lot, but when we are seeing him pass the football, it's a lot of going to Kayshon Boutte. And I wonder if Drake May and Josh McDaniels are trying to treat this game as like a build chemistry game with Kayshon Boutte because there's no Matt Collins. So that contested ball catch guy on the outside, your ex-receiver, that's going to be Boutte now in the playoffs. And Drake and Boutte kind of still have to build that chemistry. Drake May's hit as he throws. Thankfully gets up after that one. That was a hard hit out of bounds. So the rookie, Kenneth Grant there, the defensive tackle that got the pressure there on Drake May. And Drake had Pop Douglas wide open, but unfortunately because of the pressure, Drake couldn't hit him, got flushed outside the pocket. So Patriots still here on the 35-yard line. It's 3rd and 10. Drake drops back. Drake's going deep. And way too far in front of Pop Douglas on a 3rd and 10. Had a one-on-one matchup there with Pop. I'm not entirely sure what Drake was doing there. That ball is a good few yards ahead of Pop there. So couple of bad plays there by Drake May. That was a bad sequence there for Drake. I mean, that first play trying to force it to Kayshon Boutte. Lucky that one didn't get picked off. Then gets flushed outside the pocket. Has Pop Douglas wide open down the field. Doesn't see him. And by the time he does, it's just a little bit too late. Takes a hit out of bounds. And then on the next play, tries to hit Pop Douglas one-on-one and just didn't matter. This pass was a little bit too far for him. So, good play there by the Patriots. Special teams are going to pin Miami deep, but Quinn Ewers has an opportunity to come back out here and tie this football game. But Miami's offense has been rolling here. Despite only 7 points, they've been rolling. So, Patriots defense going to have to come up big on this one after the Patriots offense goes 3 and out. There ain't no way we already got the "we lost" comments, guys. Come on now. Come on, guys. One drive doesn't go our way, and we're already freaking out. Let's not be those Pats fans, man. Come on, guys. Pop was covered. Pop was covered on that 3rd and 10 play, but I mean, Drake May was just giving his guy an opportunity, right? Like, Pop Douglas has burners. Drake May saw his guy deep down the field. I also think Drake May maybe felt a little bit bad on that one because the play prior on 2nd and 10, he had Pop Douglas wide open. And he just misses him. He doesn't see him because he's getting flushed outside the pocket. He's having to throw on the run. He just sees Pop a little bit too late. And so I wonder if on that one he says, all right, let me make up for this one. Pop's one-on-one deep down the field on a 3rd and 10. Let me give it an opportunity. But Drake didn't really give him an opportunity because the ball was too far ahead of him. I don't trust this defense in the playoffs. Let's calm down a little bit. Again, this defense to me is not really trying, right? Like, again, maybe that's just me, but I feel like this defense is taking their foot off the gas a little bit. You also, of course, don't have Robert Spillane, who will be coming back. I think that's a huge part to this Patriots defense. Now, I have question marks about this Patriots defense heading into the postseason, but I'm not going to freak out about the defense because of this game alone. wow. Jacksonville killed the Titans 41-7. Still 10-0 though. Denver and Chargers. All right, Quinn Ewers and the Dolphins are going to take over at the 11-yard line. They're going to give this one off to Wright. Wright bobbles the football, but is able to regain it. And Jalen Wright running really, really well in this game, despite not having Devon Achane. That's going to be 2nd and 5 for Miami. And I think that's the biggest problem right now is that, the defense is allowing Wright to go for 4 or 5 yards a pop. And so they're getting in 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 situations. Them running the football as well as they are is opening up the play action game for Ewers. And that's really what's allowed Miami to move the football down the field. Rely on your run game, pass the football when you need to, run the football well enough to open up play action. And that touchdown that they got with Washington was really opened up because of the play action game. So they're going to give this one off to Wright again. It's going to be 3rd and short. He's going to gain a couple. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Same instance that we've seen all game long. Miami just methodically and slowly moving this football down the football field. Tony comes in with a $2 donation, says, it's dark and grim. #smoke Bob. Tony, man. It's off season for the Jets now. Start those mock drafts, baby. And the Patriots stop Ollie Gordon on a 3rd and 1. Miami sells out to run the football up the middle. And the Patriots get the stop on 4th and 1. Ollie Gordon stopped for a loss of 1, so it's 4th and 2 now. And Corey Durden with 2 huge plays in this football game already in the interior of that Patriots defensive line. Massive, massive stop for that Pats defense. And Corey Durden, a very, very underrated part to this Patriots trenches. And that's going to force Miami to punt, just like that. All right, let's see what Marcus Jones can do. And they're just going to watch this one bounce. That's going to be down at the 31-yard line, and that's where the Pats offense will take over. Durden is a great find there by the Pats. Dirty Durden. Dirty Durden. That's what we got to start calling him. Dirty Durden. Gia comes in and says, I can't stand the negativity, the pouting when we lose, and the poor attitudes. And seriously, the game is over. Y'all need to calm your ass down. The people crying when we make one mistake are the worst. Gia comes in and she puts everybody in their place. And respectfully, I think the chat needed it, right? Like, the second that the defense allows a touchdown, the game's over. The second that the Patriots offense goes 3 and out, the game's over. The truth of the matter is that the offense isn't going to score a touchdown on every single drive against any opponent, right? The truth of the matter is that the defense is going to allow points. They're going to allow big plays. Those things happen. But look, the Patriots went 3 and out. What did the defense do? The defense came up big. The Patriots played complementary football, and the defense forces Miami's offense to also go 3 and out. A lot of football to still be played, my friends. Don't react until the clock hits 0. We know that this Patriots team has been underrated all year long. All year long. And they've proved the doubters wrong. So have faith in this Patriots team. This isn't the 2020 New England Patriots. This isn't the 2023, 2024 New England Patriots. This is Drake, man. This is Mike Vrabel, baby. This is 2025. We got to have more faith, right? The energy we put out there is the energy that's going to come back. And we need to have faith in our football team because that's going to give them the energy to stay in these football games, man. Like those of you who are at Gillette Stadium for the playoffs, y'all better be going even more crazy than when Tom Brady was here. Because these players feed off of the energy that the fan base gives. So when something goes wrong, we, the fan base, cannot get down because we are what is feeding these players. We need to be the ones that are fueling these players to get back in the game, stay in the game. Play with high intensity, play with energy, right? I mean, 28-3 could have went down and pouted, but they didn't. That's the mentality we need as Patriots fans. All right, they're going to give this one off to Henderson. Henderson spins around and somehow evades a loss. He's going to get a couple on this one. Alpha Courage comes in and says, you do know you can kick those. I don't know what just happened to me there. You do know you can kick those we lose people, right? I technically can, but I don't necessarily want to just kick people out because they have different opinions. I don't want to be that guy. You know, Drake May has nothing but time. He's just going to run this football on 2nd and 8. He's going to be just shy of the first down. No pressure there by Miami on that play. And I don't think Drake May was expecting that. I think he looked a little bit surprised, just being in the pocket, wide open gaps on each side, nobody there, and just takes off 3rd and 2. All right, Diggs in motion on a 3rd and 2. That's going to be on Diggs, I think. Oh, no, that might be a delay game. No, it is. I was right. So it is a false start. That was on Stephon Diggs. You saw him jump just a little bit before. The broadcast thought it was going to be a delay of game, but it was, in fact, a false start. So that's going to back the Patriots up a little bit more. All right, 3rd and 7. Drake drops back. Miami sending pressure. Drake just dumps this one off to Henry. The ball a little bit behind Henry, but Henry makes the adjustment. That's going to be 4th down, just shy. It's really 4th and inches. Patriots, the best 4th down offense in the National Football League. Will they go for this one? So Henry stays in the block, goes out as a receiver. That's a one-handed catch there by Henry, who makes the adjustment. If Drake's hits him in stride, maybe Henry can get the first down there, but going to be a few inches short there. See if the offense stays out for this one. And right now, the Patriots offense is staying out there on 4th and 1. Let's see where this one is spotted. Should be a short yard here for them to convert. All right, 4th and 1. Like I said, offense is still staying out there. 5 minutes still left in the second. Patriots at the 40-yard line. They're going to give this one off to Henderson. That's going to be a loss on the play, and the Patriots, best 4th down offense in the league, they give an outside run to Henderson, and Dodson comes up for Miami and prevents the conversion. I don't like it. I don't like the play call. Why are we giving an outside run to Henderson? Now, they gave a different look. They had Pop Douglas on the field, but just personnel-wise, the play call, 4th and 1, I don't like it. You see Henderson trying the spin move to evade the defender, and it doesn't work. So one of the very few times the Patriots have been stopped on 4th down this season. So Miami's taken over in great field position. Wright gets to the outside. He's going to get about 8 yards, but a flag on the play. So that's going to be on Miami. So they're going to bring that one back. 10-yard penalty and a replay of first. So that's the left tackle, Paul. All right, 1st and 20 here for Miami. Run in motion. Patriots are going to send the corner blitz. They're going to run it with Wright here on the outside. And the ball's loose. And the Patriots get it. That's Elijah Ponder with the recovery. So the Patriots don't convert on 4th and 1, but they do get a big play defensively. UDFA Elijah Ponder picks up the football. Let's see who it is that pumps that loose. Gonzo was the first one there. Who is that? Ellis, Jack Gibbons, who comes up with the assist on Gonzo. So that was Gonzo, the first defender there, which allows that Patriots second defender to come up and force the fumble on the play. So that was Jack Gibbons who forced the fumble. So Patriots take right back over. They're going to give this one off to Henderson again. Henderson up the middle. Henderson dodges the defender, dodges 2. He's going to be down at the 30-yard line. So great job for that Patriots defense to respond. We talked about this earlier, just how this Patriots team may be a little bit slow on both sides of the football here in this game, but they're playing complementary football, right? When your offense needs the defense to show up, they are, and really vice versa there. So 2nd and 3 for the Patriots. They're going to give this off to Henderson again. Henderson puts his head down, and he's going to get the first down on a 2nd and 3. So fresh set of downs here for New England. Will Campbell still out there over at left tackle. I'll be curious to see who shows up in the second half of this football game. If it stays this close, probably the starting offense continues to stay out there. They're going to get this one off. They're going to fake the handoff to Ramondre. Drake under pressure. Tries to get this one back to Mondre. He does. They set up the screen. And Ramondre going to be just shy of the first down. So Drake May, 2 defenders in his face, is able to set that screen up to Ramondre nonetheless. So 7 yards there on first down brings up 2nd and 3. I wonder if they were trying to get Diggs the football here, but Drake May with 2 defenders kind of just had to take the check down. Efton Chisholm in motion. 2nd and 3, they're going to bring Chisholm back in. Patriots are going to take the timeout. I wonder if it had to do there with Efton Chisholm. Efton Chisholm went in motion, then he goes outside. Drake brings him back in. Then Chisholm starts to go in motion again, and Vrabel takes the timeout. So maybe a little bit of miscommunication there with Efton Chisholm and the rest of the offense that kind of forced the Patriots to take that timeout there. Old man comes in with a great point. Diggs and Henry are both close to getting more money. Again, Diggs is 8 catches and 30 yards away. 8 catches away from 90 catches, 30 yards away from 1,000 yards on the season. Henry needs a few catches for his bonus also. So far, nothing for Diggs, but Henry did have that one reception. 2nd and 3, they're going to give this one off to Ramondre, who puts his shoulder down. And a little bit of extra afterward. They're going to get the first, but a late flag here. Holding on the Patriots. 10-yard penalty. That's going to be a replay a second. So Morgan Moses hasn't had a whole lot of issues this season. But one of those issues shows up here on this one. All right, 2nd and 13 now for the Pats. Drake May is 4 of 7 for 59 yards, so it's really been hand the football off all game long here for him. Pony formation for the Pats. Bradley Chubb just completely mistimes it. Neutral zone infraction. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty, so it's going to move the ball a little bit closer for the Patriots, and Bradley Chubb really was trying to time that correctly to get the advantage, but completely just mistimes it. Kraft deserves a lot of credit making New England draft May at 3, then getting Vrabel as a head coach. I mean, yeah, him recognizing that this isn't working out with Gerard Mayo. You know, I was someone who was under the assumption that, hey, Patriots they're just going to bring back Gerard Mayo because I think it's a bad look for you to bring in a guy year one with a terrible roster, a completely difficult schedule, and then just say, hey, you only had 4 wins on the season. You're out because you didn't do better. I think you kind of have to ride the wave and just kind of see how things go the following year. But Vrabel said no, not Vrabel, but Kraft said no, there's a lot of things that I don't like behind the scenes that I'm seeing here with Gerard Mayo, the walk back Monday, the inconsistencies, and he jumped on it. And he said, we have an opportunity to get Vrabel. That's a way better coaching option for us. He didn't hesitate. He knew that he was gambling there a little bit, and the gamble paid off for him, and Kraft definitely deserves a lot of credit for that one. Colby, could you imagine back-to-back Mayo Wolf drafts? Well, okay, let's not get on Wolf too much because Wolf was asked to basically run the entire football team as the GM year one of Gerard Mayo because Gerard Mayo literally, like, there were reports coming out. Gerard Mayo was not ready for the head coaching job. He wasn't expecting to take over that soon when it was put in his contract that he was going to take over for Bill Belichick. And so I think Wolf was put in a position that he also maybe wasn't the most qualified for. Maybe he wasn't ready for. And so, look, the draft class that occurred in 2024 outside of Drake May obviously didn't go well. But keep in mind, too, that was a very different system that had that draft class. Wolf was a major part in the 2025 draft. And the 2025 draft has been huge for the Patriots this year. So I think we definitely need to give Wolf some credit. Yes, 2024 wasn't great, but you also did still hit on Drake May, which as long as you did that, I don't care how the rest of that draft went. You got your franchise quarterback. That's all that matters. And then here in 2025, you're hitting on key players in pretty much every single round. So in my personal opinion, I think that the Wolf hate is just a little bit too much. I mean, let's keep in mind, too, got rid of Matthew Judon before the start of 2024. Patriots fans were up in arms. What happened? He was terrible for Atlanta that season, and he joins Miami this year, got released a couple of weeks ago, and is nowhere to be seen. Patriots got a free 3rd-round pick out of that. So Patriots go empty, 2nd and 8. Miami's going to bring the pressure. Drake May goes out to Stephon Diggs. First time we saw Diggs targeted in this one. So that catch not good enough for a bonus. But 3rd and 5 moves the chains a little. Vrabel and his crew did the draft. Well, no, old man. You also had Wolf as a part of that too. It wasn't just Vrabel and his crew. Elliot Wolf was a major, major part to that. You had Vrabel saying that same thing. Like, go look at the videos from the War Room. Wolf was a huge part in this year's draft. Have to give him credit where it's due. Like, yes, outside of Drake May, the 2024 class wasn't good, and Wolf gets a lot of crap for that. Let's give him the credit where it's due. And he was a big part to this year's draft. So Drake May's going empty again on 3rd and 5. Drake drops back. He's going to go out to Pop. Pop tries to get the leverage. Does he get the first? There's a flag on the play. Pop Douglas doesn't like it. That's going to be on Hunter Henry, offensive pass interference. Replay 3rd down. So what was a fresh set of downs and a first there for New England, unfortunately, is going to be negated from Hunter Henry. Mike Vrabel's not happy with the way that this football team is shooting themselves in the foot. 3rd and 15. Drake drops back. Drake just checks it down to Pop, and they're just going to try to settle for a field goal on this one. Try to make this thing 17-7. When it comes to May, like, look, Drake May was one of the most prolific quarterbacks in that draft class, but they identified that Drake May was one of the best options, because if Wolf was really this terrible GM, they could have traded down. The Patriots got an offer for several first-round picks to trade down. They could have went with Michael Penix. They could have went with J.J. McCarthy, and they could have just taken the haul of first-round picks in order to move down. But but Wolf did recognize, no, May is our guy. That's the guy we're going to take. We're going to turn down several first-round picks, which is really a bargain to do. And they ended up being right. So, look, I'm not saying that it was this crazy find by Wolf, but you have to still give Wolf credit for that. And oh, it's blocked! Oh my gosh, the ball is loose! That kick is blocked! Blocked field goal for Miami, and everything's just going wrong for New England in this one. They go for it on 4th and 1. They don't get it. Then the Patriots defense comes up big after forcing the fumble. Patriots offense stalls. They go for the field goal, and that gets blocked. I mean, look, old man, to each their own. You say, Colby, he couldn't trade down. The owner and the boss said quarterback at 3 multiple times. He still could have taken a different quarterback in that instance, though. That's what I'm telling you, right? I mean, at the end of the day, he's the general manager. He could have went to Kraft and said, look, this is our best deal. We're getting 3 first-round picks. We can get multiple first-round picks in this year's draft, multiple first-round picks in next year's draft. We're going to move down and still select a quarterback. Or they could have said, fine, you want a quarterback at 3? We want Michael Penix to be our guy. We want J.J. McCarthy to be our guy. But they didn't. They still stayed pat. They turned down the offers of several first-round picks. They stayed at 3, and they selected the right guy. Again, I'm not telling you that it was like this diamond in the rough finding, but I think to give them no credit for making the right pick also isn't correct, right? Again, I think that Patriots fans, they find reasons to hate on Wolf, and then when there's credit that deserves to be given for Wolf, we're like, oh, well, he had nothing to do with that. Why? Because Wolf was a part of a 4-win team. Wolf was a part of the Mayo regime, and so there's a lot of Patriots fans that just associate Wolf with Mayo, when that's not exactly how it should be. Like, yes, there was a lot of things that year 1 of Wolf didn't go well, but it was also year 1. He was still figuring things out. Mike Vrabel gave Wolf a lot of credit for this year's draft. So why are we as Patriots fans trying to discredit what Wolf did in this past year's draft? There were some bad moments, but there were also some really great moments from Wolf too. And I think to just act like he did nothing this offseason and it was all Mike Vrabel, it was all stretch, and then to say everything in 2024 was on Wolf, to me, it's just not factual. But all right, like I said, missed field goal. I shouldn't say miss. I should say blocked field goal there for the Patriots, trying to make this thing 17-7. Miami's going to take over with a really good field position. Just an ugly game going back and forth with both of these football teams. Keep in mind, Miami does get the ball too to start the third. So Quinn Ewers is going to drop back. Goes to Dulcich, but that's going to be incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. This team is just right now playing tired. They're playing with no energy. They're playing sloppy football on both sides of the football. I don't know what they're doing. From offense, defense, special teams, it's just, hey, this is the final game of the season. Let's just wait to the postseason. The energy is just not there in this game. Miami at the 40-yard line. 2nd and 10. Defense is going to need to make another big play here. Ewers under pressure, brought down by Christian Barmore. Defense needed a big play, and Barmore comes up big on that one. It's going to be 3rd and long for Miami, 3rd and 17. Patriots needed a big play, and what happens? The defense comes up big. And Cole Strange, former Patriots offensive lineman, in on that play. So it's 1 minute and 18 seconds left, and the Patriots take a timeout. Their final timeout of the game. So maybe the Patriots trying to get the football back here with a little bit of time for the offense to put together a 2-minute drill to maybe put up some points for themselves. All right, Ewers is going to drop back. Patriots get the pressure again. They're going to set up a screen. Jalen Wright gets close to a 1st down. Patriots tried to get the pressure. They played a little bit too aggressive on that one. And the dump off there to Wright moves the chains big time for Miami. It's 4th and 3. I wonder if Miami goes for this one. So Miami's going to bring this thing all the way down. And they're going to go for it maybe on 4th and 4. Now Ewers is coming off the football field. So it looks like they're going to punt this. They just wanted to give the football back to New England with very limited time. Actually, they're going to kick the field goal. Why not? They're in good position. "52-yard field goal attempt by Riley Patterson. His career long is 54. Can the Patriots get a big block of their own? And unfortunately, they cannot. Miami does get it. And that's the thing, is if you don't allow Wright that big play there on 3rd down, if you even just tackle him a few yards sooner, there's a chance that they don't even attempt that field goal. So Patriots played a little bit too aggressive on that 3rd down play to Wright. And that really allowed Miami to be set up into field goal position. Very, very disappointing job here so far by this Patriots team. Man, where's this offense that I saw in the first quarter? Again, I really, really think that this team, their energy's low. Final game of the season. They're just in postseason form at this point. But nonetheless, like, it's the final game of the season. You can't take your foot off the gas. Like, it's not like the Patriots aren't playing for anything. It feels like they won the division, and they're like, well, we locked up the division. We locked up a playoff spot. It doesn't really matter what happens here. But this game does still matter, because if the Patriots win this football game, look, you're not going to get the first seed. I think we all kind of accepted that even before this game started. But as the second seed, you can still host 2 playoff games. And if for some reason Denver comes out of that bye week and they lose, well, now you have home field advantage throughout the entirety of the playoffs. And being able to host that minimum 2 playoff games is huge for New England. If you drop to the 3rd seed, now you're hosting 1 playoff game. All right, 28 seconds left here. No timeouts for New England. Keep that in mind. All right. Page, they're going to bring this ball out. That's Dearness Johnson. He's going to get across the 30, so the Patriots will have 24 seconds to hopefully at least get a field goal and make this a 7-point game. Keep in mind, Miami is going to get the ball to start the second half. All right, 1st and 10. Patriots drop back. They're going to go out to Booty, who gets the ball and then goes out of bounds. It's going to be about 15 yards, 19 seconds still left. All right, the Patriots are at the 45-yard line, trying to get into field goal range. Drake drops back. Drake under pressure. Drake, you got to get out of bounds, buddy. Got to get out of bounds. Go, go, go. And he gets out of bounds. 11 seconds left, so good job by Drake. Nothing downfield. And gets out of bounds. If he doesn't get out of bounds on that one, we're probably going into halftime. So it does take quite some time off the clock. But you see Vrabel on the sideline yelling at him, get out of bounds, get out of bounds. It was close, but thankfully he does. So the Patriots are officially across the 50. They're at the 41-yard line. They're going to need a little bit of extra here to feel confident about their field goal range. 6 seconds left, and Drake just throws this ball out of bounds. 3 seconds left. If I were him, I would have just ran on that play, try to get a few extra yards, and then just go out of bounds. Miami played everything over top. They weren't really rushing anybody on that one. Just trying to prevent any big pass from giving them better field goal range. So Andy Borgales got blocked earlier on field goals this season of 50+. He's 3 for 3. This is a 59-yard attempt. He's going to need a lot of juice in this one. He's got it. 59-yard field goal by Automatic Andy. He goes 4 for 4 this season on field goals of 50 or more yards. What a great series by the Patriots. Look, it's only 3 points. It only extends the Patriots to a a 7-point lead. But if Miami comes out here in the second half and they get down the field and they get into the end zone, well, now it's a tied game rather than them taking the lead. And so with the Patriots only having, roughly 30 seconds left here in this game in this first half with no timeouts left, for them to be able to drive down the football field and string together enough plays for them to be able to attempt a 59-yard field goal and then get it, really, really good series there by the Patriots in their 2-minute drill. A lot hasn't gone right for the Patriots in this one, but that was a big, big, big play for them. Big Dick Andy. We got to get him a shirt with that one, right? But all right, my friends, I'm going to go grab a water real quick, and we'll come back and we'll do a little bit of halftime talk. If you guys want to talk about the postseason, you guys want to talk about this game, we can talk about anything. So start queuing up your questions in the comment section. So when I come back, we'll start answering them. All right, we got a yogurt too, guys. We also got a yogurt because I haven't eaten today and I'm starving. Only 10-0 Broncos. So, wow, that game, the Chargers and Broncos game is actually a lot closer. If it wasn't for the tipped interception pick 6 by Denver, it would be 3-0 right now. And we'd be saying, damn, they're still in it. But unfortunately, I don't trust Trey Lance down by 10. They're going to need a huge complimentary football game in the second half if the Chargers want any chance at winning that one. Team needs to have balls like Colby's Christmas tree. You know, the funny thing is that I put up all of these Christmas decorations probably the day before Christmas. Sad. The first thing I've eaten today. Burrow's gonna pull a luck. Dude, Burrow could retire. I don't think he's going to. At least this offseason, I don't think he's going to, but if something happens again next year, then yeah, probably. Colby, you look like you have the Mac Hollins build. I do, man. Mac Hollins got that look for me. I'm going to start cutting my shirts tonight. Every shirt I have, I'm going to just start cutting strips in it. Matt Collins says he does that because it helps with the airflow better. Who do we play in the first round of the playoffs as the number 2 seed? So it looks like it would either be Denver, or not Denver, excuse me. It looks like it would either be Buffalo or it would be the Chargers. Based off of the scores that I'm seeing, it looks like last time I checked, the Bills were winning. Let me make sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Bills are winning 21-0 with their backups in. So the Bills are going to win that football game, meaning that they will not be the 7th seed. It looks like the Chargers are going to be losing against the Denver Broncos, meaning that the Chargers would fall to seed number 7, especially over Jacksonville's win today. The Chargers would fall to the 7th seed, and as long as the Patriots win this one, they would fall, or they would be the 2nd seed. And so that means that they would host 2 playoff games, and the Chargers would come to New England next week, and that would be the Patriots' first playoff game. Now, if the Patriots fall to 3, it becomes a different discussion. I think if the Patriots fall to 3, they would play Buffalo. So, very, very important the Patriots win this one. Big shout out to my guy Jason, who comes in with the $5 donation and says the Chargers are going to make us get the 2nd seed, which isn't bad, but it would be nice to be the 1st seed. Let's go Pat. Second half needs to be better. Well, let's keep in mind too, Jason, that, you know, although we all do want the 1st seed, of course, I think we all kind of expected that that wasn't going to happen heading into this game anyway. But if the Patriots lose this game, they would still fall to 3. So they have the AFC East locked up. They have a playoff spot locked up. But what they don't have locked up is the 2nd seed. So very, very important that they still win this one. And I think that's why you're seeing Mike Vrabel get so mad, is because, you know, Mike Vrabel said, what did they want to do? They wanted to compete for the division. They did that. But they also wanted to host playoff games. That's a second thing that he said. Even if they fall to seed number 3, they would still host a playoff game, but they wouldn't be able to host multiple playoff games. And if for some reason the Denver Broncos get knocked off in the 2nd round of the playoffs and the Patriots are still alive, the Patriots would have home field advantage throughout the rest of the playoffs. So I think we're seeing Mike Vrabel get mad because there is still a lot on the line for this team. All because we lost to the Raiders, shaking my head. Well, honestly, you could even look back to the Bills game, right? Like if the Patriots didn't collapse from a 21-point lead a couple of weeks ago and they won that game, they'd be the first seed. So there's like a lot of different reasons you could look at on why the Patriots are where they're at. Bro, do you guys remember when everybody wanted the Patriots to draft Trey Lance and not Mac Jones? And then they drafted Mac Jones because Trey Lance got selected earlier. Oh, man. That's one of the worst trades in NFL history, is that 49ers move up to get him. Now, real quick here, guys, do want to give a massive, massive shout out to our good friends, our sponsors over at Kalshi. Guys, we've been talking about MVP a lot over the last few weeks, and rightfully so, because it's coming down on the wire, and it's one of the hottest topics in the NFL is, does Matthew Stafford deserve it, or does Drake May deserve it? Now, looking at the current updated odds, 68% of people are taking Drake May right now to win NFL MVP, while 30% of people are taking Matthew Stafford. What I love about Kalshi is that over time, you can see how these trends have changed. You can see, oh, well, going back there to June to July, only 3% of people were taking Stafford and 2% of people were taking Drake May. And over time, it's just really heated up between these two being really the most likely to win NFL MVP this year. And so Kalshi, they're available in every single state. If you're wrong on your take, Kalshi won't make a single cent off you. But if you're going to have some extra fun this NFL postseason, there's only one place to do it, baby, and that's our good friends over at Kalshi. The best part is that they're not a sports book. They're the best damn trades market on the platform. You're not playing up against a robot. You're not playing up against Kalshi themselves. You're playing up against real people with their own real thoughts and opinions on these same lines. Remember that supporting these sponsors that supports the channel supports me massively here at Patriots Global. You guys are always here supporting by watching the videos, watching the live streams, watching the shorts, liking the video, commenting. A lot of you even going out and super chatting too, which goes a long way as supporting the channel. But if you want to go that extra mile, remember that the big reason that we're able to do this full time and give you guys the amount of content on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all of that good stuff is because of our good sponsors over at Kalshi. So we're going to pin them in the live chat. Make sure you guys go ahead, download their mobile app, and check out some of the odds that you can get in on today with Kalshi. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and let's get back into this game. Pull this up here. There we go. So, again, Miami is going to get the ball to start the third quarter. Because that Patriots field goal, they are still able to maintain a 7-point lead over Miami. Big thing for this Patriots defense is going to be stopping the run game. Force Quinn Ewers to beat you through the air. Because right now, they're just running the football with Wright and Ollie Gordon. But when you take away that run game and you force Quinn Ewers to beat you through the air, you're asking a rookie quarterback in his fourth start to win when you're down. And I don't trust Quinn Ewers to be able to do that. Right now, by them running the football as well as they are, that's opening up the play action game. So when they're getting into third and short situations and Quinn Ewers is, getting outside the pocket and throwing the football, that's why they're being effective, is because the Patriots defense is having to be kept on their toes, expecting that they could either run the football or pass the football. But looks like the Chargers got their first points of the game. So now the Denver and Chargers game is 10-3. So got brought back down to one possession at halftime. So, hey, maybe the first seed's still on the line. All right, Quinn Ewers is going to fake the handoff. He's going to look deep down the field, and that's going to be incomplete. Carlton Davis tripped on the play. So maybe a little bit lucky there that Quinn Ewers was a little bit off on that ball. But pass interference on Carlton Davis. That's going to be at the spot of the foul and an automatic first down. So Carlton Davis, I feel like, has had a rough Rough game here so far for the most part. Had a rough time stopping Malik Washington in the first half, and then comes out in the first play. It's defensive pass interference for a big play there for Miami. And just like that, Miami's already across the 50. Patriots say Miami jumped on the play. It's going to be a false start on Miami. 5-yard penalty, replay first down. That's Paul again. So we saw Paul with a penalty early on in the game for offensive holding. All right, they're going to toss this football off to right. And that's a big play by Anthony Jennings, who sniffs the football out. And he's going to stop right behind the line of scrimmage. So a little bit of misdirection, but a great job by one of the best run defenders in the NFL, and Anthony Jennings, to keep his eyes on the ball and stop right behind the line. Big play there by Anthony Jennings. And you can still see the value that he holds in terms of run defense. Second and 22 for Miami now. Miami backed up to the 50. Quinn Ewers fakes the handoff. He's going to try to set up the screen to Washington. Patriots defender misses, but a couple of extra Patriots defenders there to rally around after a gain of 5. So that's going to be 3rd and 17 now for Miami. Yeah, old man, I would agree. And I think Anthony Jennings has improved all around. I think as a depth piece, I wouldn't mind keeping him around, but he really doesn't fit the system. I think the Patriots will still try to look to get rid of him this offseason, unfortunately. But I wouldn't mind keeping him around. Ewers goes empty, goes out to Dulcich, the tight end, and nobody's there to stop him. And he gets the first down on 3rd and 17. Gain of 20 on 3rd and 17. And it was just a simple check down. A simple check down, and you have one player missing a tackle, a second player missing a tackle. A 20-yard screen on 3rd and 17. Is this a joke? Miami at the 25-yard line now. They're going to run the football with Ollie Gordon to the outside. Good run by Gordon. Now it's going to be another first down for Miami. Might actually be just shy. Caleb Chase on down on the play. Not a guy the Patriots could afford to lose. Trey comes in with the $2 donation and says, watching this defense gives me a migraine. I'm with you, man. I don't know what's going on with the defense in this one, but it's like they'll get Miami in like 2nd and 20 situations, 3rd and 15 situations, and Miami will do the obvious thing. They check the football down or they go for a screen. Exactly what you would expect them to do. And what do the Patriots do? They allow them to get into space. Not rallying around the football. Not diagnosing the play. Terrible tackling in this game. Lack of urgency in this game. I mean, Miami's just doing whatever they want, and you're missing Achane in this game. You're missing Waddle in this game, and the defense, they just don't care. It's as simple as that. This defense just doesn't care. 3rd and 17, and their backup tight end, Their backup tight end gets the screen on a 3rd and 17, and you allow him to go for 20 yards. So K'Lavon Chaisson gets up by himself. They're going to walk to the blue medical tent. Looks like friendly fire. Corey Durden comes down on him. So the fact that he's able to walk off under his own power is good, but we'll see. The Patriots' edge depth, not good. All right, 2nd and 1 for Miami. They're at the 16-yard line. They're going to toss this one off to Wright. Wright is going to get the first down. You had Gregory and Taylor there, but then Wright pushes a little bit extra to get the first. So first set of downs here for Miami. Patriots territory. They're going to fake the handoff. Play action. Quinn Ewers looking downfield. Intercepted! Throws it right to Jalen Hawkins. Flag on the play. It's going to go against Miami. I'm not sure where Quinn Ewers is looking here. Ineligible player downfield for Miami. Big play there by the free safety, Jalen Hawkins, to come up. Miami's driving down the football field, and New England comes up big defensively, man. What did I say earlier? I said, this team just needs complementary football. And the offense earlier in the first half, they go 3 and out, but the defense gets the big forced fumble. Then the defense is breaking here, but they play bend but don't break. When it matters the most, they prevent any type of points with the Jalen Hawkins interception. And that's exactly why you don't want Quinn Ewers throwing the football to win you this game. If the Patriots just stop the run, they stop Ollie Gordon, they stop Jalen Wright, that is how the Patriots win this football game. Force Ewers to beat you through the air, because like we just saw, when that happens, your chances at winning this game are going to significantly increase. It was definitely a gift. I mean, that was a terrible throw by Quinn Ewers. But like you said, we'll take it. We'll take the gift. That's also now a career high for Jalen Hawkins, I believe. It also looks like K'Lavon Chaisson is okay. He left the blue medical tent, is now sitting on the bench with everybody else. So we'll see if they're cautious with his usage, but he did at least return back to the bench. Now to capitalize, as Brooks says, yeah, I mean, the most important thing here is that the Patriots now go down offensively and don't lay up a goose egg. You're up 7, but that's not comfortable enough. Let's go down and let's go up 14. I'd like to see a little bit more Ramondre Stevenson. I think the Patriots' run game is the best when they're using that thunder and lightning mix between Stevenson and Henderson, but I do wonder if over the last 2 weeks they're just being cautious with the usage of Henderson, or Ramondre Stevenson, rather, so that he's his absolute best come postseason time. All right, at the 20-yard line, Drake May looks downfield. He's going to hit Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry turns on the burners. And he's going to get close here to the 50. We'll see where they spot this one. So that's 20 yards on the first play for the Pats. And Mike Vrabel on that interception was yelling at the Patriots defense to go down and celebrate with Hawkins. So Mike Vrabel really trying to instill just some energy into this Patriots team. Don't just get the interception and say, all right, sweet, now let's go sit on the bench. No, celebrate it. Get hype. Patriots on the 49-yard line. Hand this one off to Ramondre. Ramondre is going to get about 2 or 3 yards here. All right, 2nd and 8, so a gain of 2. All right, so the Pats across the 50. Diggs is in motion. Pony formation by the Patriots. Drake drops back. Under pressure, he gets outside, and Drake's going to run for it, be just shy of the first down. Drake's now scrambled for 35 yards. That brings up a 3rd and 1. All right, 3rd and 1 here. Patriots are 1 of 4 on 3rd down. Jack Westover in the backfield with Ramondre. They're going to give it to him, and the Patriots. Ramondre bounces off. Ramondre, it's off to the races. Ramondre goes out of bounds, so it looked like Ramondre was going to be stopped behind the line, and Mike Vrabel's there to praise Ramondre. Patient, shakes off a defender, and keeps it to the outside to get the first down. So what turned into a loss, Ramondre shakes it off, dodges the tackle, and gets the first down. And Vrabel loves it. All right, Patriots knocking on the door. Diggs in motion. Henderson in the backfield. They're going to give the ball off to Henderson. Henderson taking the pile with him. Good run there on first down. Is Will Campbell playing? Yes. Yes, Will Campbell is still out there on the field. Pretty much every single player is out there. Now, I've noticed they are using Barmore and Milton Williams sparingly. We've seen a lot of like Corey Durden and the backup DTs in there a lot. But yes, Will Campbell is out there. They're going to give the ball off to Henderson again on 2nd and 3. He's going to be short, but he's going to gain a couple. Third and 2. All right, at the 15-yard line, they need 2 yards. Drake's in empty. Gets the ball. Gets pressure. One-on-one. Ramondre Stevenson, touchdown! And gives the football to the fans for the 2nd straight time. And Ramondre Stevenson, the receiver, shows up yet again for the New England Patriots when they need it. I don't know what it is about Ramondre Stevenson as a wideout, but this guy does his damn job. One-on-one. Nobody picks him up back of the end zone. That's man coverage, just beats his guy. What a play by Ramondre Stevenson. All right, and just like that, the Patriots go up by 14. So like we said, all right, defense, you're breaking right now. But what do? They play bend but don't break. They prevent any type of points with the Jalen Hawkins interception. And what happens? The offense capitalizes with 7 points. Like I said, complimentary football. Let's go. A lot of football to still be played here, but that momentum boost is exactly what New England needed. By the way, welcome back, Ramondre Stevenson. We all thought his job was on the line. He keeps playing like that. He's going to be here again next year, and rightfully so. Like, I think the Patriots need some running back depth, but if they head into next year with Henderson, Ramondre, Antonio Gibson, and then they kind of figure out an extra running back, whether it's through the draft or whether there's guys they already like, whether it's another veteran, I like the core. By the way, Ramondre Stevenson, game captain for today. So, Patriots have a new game captain every single week, and this week, Ramondre got the nod. Let's see. That Rams and Cardinals game is close. What's Matthew Stafford done? Matthew Stafford is 15 of 28 for 137, one passing touchdown, and a 79 overall rating. Bills are blowing out the Jets 29-0. Let's see. Broncos and Chargers is still 10-3. The Chargers just can't get into the damn end zone. So Washington's going to get back here to about the 30-yard line. And that's where they'll take over. Let's see. Drake May is at. Let's see. So they're going to give the ball off here to Ollie Gordon on the outside. He's only going to get about a yard. Might give him 2. Chase on, by the way, out there on the field. They'll only give him a yard, by the way. That's 2nd and 9. Drake May is 9 of 13, 128 yards, a touchdown, and a 126.4 rating. All right, they're going to give the ball off again to Ollie Gordon on 2nd and 9. He's only going to get a couple on this one. It's going to be up 3rd down. All right, Ewers drops back, slant there, and they're going to get the first down on 3rd and 7. So Miami does convert. It's going to be a fresh set of downs. By the way, Denver scored a field goal, so now it's 13-3, and Denver's back up by 10 on the Chargers. All right, Miami at the 41-yard line. They're going to run motion. They're going to fake the handoff. Play action again. That's going to be incomplete. All right, 2nd and 10 now for Miami. Still at the 41. Ollie Gordon in the backfield. Going to fake the handoff again. And, oh, that ball is tipped. That is Jack Gibbons, who times it perfectly and tips the ball. Tries to get the interception, but isn't able to bring it down. Gets one hand on it, tries to track it. Ball hits the ground, though. So big play by Jack Gibbons, who's had a couple of really big plays in this game. Forces the fumble earlier. Batted pass there. Big shout out to Jack Gibbons, who, hey, earning himself a contract extension. 3rd and 10 for Miami. Patriots sending a corner blitz, and they're going to get there. That's Marcus Jones. 2nd sack of the year for Marcus Jones, and the 5'8" cornerback says, hey, I can play special teams, I can play cornerback, but I can rush the passer if you really want me to also. So 3rd and 10, defense comes up big, and shout out to Marcus Jones, who quite literally can do anything that you ask this guy to be. You want him to be a receiver? He can do it. Punt returner, kick returner, he can do it. Cornerback, pass rusher, he can do it. Bro can probably play quarterback at this point. 4th and 16 now for Miami, punting it back to New England. So Patriots will take over at the 36-yard line. And of course, what are they talking about? MVP conversation. Herbert is injured. He has a broken hand. Is it a broken hand or a broken finger? Is it a broken hand? It's the left hand, right? The non-throwing hand. But still, when it comes to gripping the football, we saw that that's had issues for Herbert since he did go down with that injury. It's a non-throwing hand, but still broken. They're not taking any chances. Yeah, no, I mean, the Chargers are doing the smart thing here. Like, they're in the playoffs, and that's all that matters. But, like, they're not playing for anything other than not being the 7th seed, right? So it makes sense for them to just rest their starters. Bro, Cheerios has protein cereal now? Don't get me started. Oh, Trey Lance's ass. Dude, Trey Lance is so bad. All right, 1st and 10 here for the Pats. Pop Douglas in motion. Drake under pressure already. Drake fires the ball, though, to Hunter Henry, who, man, I think we all thought Stephon Diggs was going to be the one who got that bonus, but it might be Hunter Henry who gets it. Big shout out to Hunter Henry and Drake May, who are cooking in this game right now. Feels like Henry is really the security blanket right now for May. Thought maybe that could be Stephon Diggs, but outside of that one target, one catch from Diggs, we really haven't seen a whole lot. Thought we would see him targeted more. All right, Ramondre Stevenson stays in the block. Speaking of Diggs, there he is again. Diggs trying to get every single yard possible. Need 30 yards heading into this one to be the first 1,000-yard receiver for New England since 2019, Julian Edelman. And let's see, Diggs is at 9 yards. 2 targets, 2 receptions, 9 yards. So it's 21 yards still. All right, Drake hands this one off to Ramondre. Ramondre gets the first down and a couple of extra on a 2nd and 4. Big shout out to my guy Alpha Courage, who comes in with a $2 donation and says a win today would be the first time Pats go 6-3 at home. 6-3 is not terrible, right? Like, I think you look at the last few years, like ever since Brady left, they've been horrific at home. We already know they went undefeated on the road here, which they joined the 2007-2016 Patriots to be undefeated on the road. So 6-3 at home, not terrible. I'll take it. Ramondre Stevenson kicks it into second gear. Can he get in the end zone? Stiff arms the guy, and he's in! That's another big play by Ramondre Stevenson, who has been the Patriots offense today, and the Patriots are running away with a game that we thought heading into halftime was going to be a lot closer. Patriots go up 10-30. They're going to try to make this thing 31. A 131 yards for Ramondre Stevenson on 7 carries is absurd. Let's see. Stevenson, 7 carries, 131, 18.7 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, along with 2 targets, 2 receptions, 22 yards, and a touchdown. The most yards Ramondre's had in 3 years, by the way. Wow. All right, Miami's going to take this one out. Washington, he's going to be stopped at about the 26-yard line. Marte Mapu comes down with the special teams tackle. All right, Ewers is going to fake the handoff, throwing it deep. No flag on the play, but Washington trips up Gonzo. How is that? How's that not OPI? He trips Gonzo for making the interception. I mean, Washington trips up Gonzo, who, if doesn't trip him, Gonzo gets that interception. If that was the other way around, they're calling that DPI all day long. All right, Ewers again. Play action, fakes the handoff. They're going to try to set up a screen. Patriots rally around the football, but they missed the tackle. He's only going to get about 2 yards, but should have been a loss for Ollie Gordon. Third down here for Miami. All right, Ewers goes empty. Under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. That's Elijah Ponder. That's fourth down. 4 sacks now on the season for the UDFA Elijah Ponder. Now, kind of goes down as a technicality sack. Ewers kind of slides to try to avoid the hit, but Elijah Ponder's the one there with the initial contact when Ewers goes down behind the line of scrimmage, so it does count as a sack. But hey, 4 sacks nonetheless for Elijah Ponder. Ball bounces the opposite way there for Miami, so helps out the Patriots a little bit. Flags on the play, though. Illegal touching of a kick by Miami. So, helps out the Patriots a little bit. All right, pops in motion. Drake drops back. Drake under pressure. He's going to throw this to Diggs, and Diggs off to the races. Does Diggs get it? 30 yards, 1,000 yards, Stephon Diggs. And just like that, the Patriots have their first 1,000-yard wide receiver since 2019, Julian Edelman. You know that they were trying to get Diggs that 1,000-yard season. I was starting to think that maybe Stephon Diggs wasn't going to get 1,000 yards because he wasn't doing much. Again, he had 2 receptions for 9 yards prior to that catch. But all it did was take one play. Let's see. We got my boy Kyle coming in with a $5 donation. Says, cardiac pads giving me a heart attack in the first. Now I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, you could go to sleep, Kyle, and you could like go to sleep and be fine, right? You're not going to go to sleep with anxiety, looking up at the ceiling and watching the ceiling fan turn around like, oh, God, did they win or not? Nah, like now you can go to bed and be like, yeah, we got the second seed. We chilling. Jason says, I know TD is punching a wall. Dude, Miami was in this game, and it really was that Quinn Ewers interception in the end zone to start the third quarter that really turned things around in the Patriots' favor, man. So, I mean, Quinn Ewers went from, is he the bridge quarterback, to yikes. Because what I've learned is that if Miami can't pass the football, or they can't run the football, Quinn Ewers starts to struggle. My boy McGoat comes in, who's been a member for 9 months. Shout out to McGoat. He says, let's go, Pats. I'm very happy with where this team is at. Vrabel should be coach of the year, hands down. I think he will be. It would surprise me if he's not. I think he'll finish as coach of the year. I mean, maybe if the 49ers had won yesterday and they got the first seed, maybe we have discussions about Shanahan, but after their loss, I don't think he's in it. I mean, the Bears are losing, so not going to be Ben Johnson. I guess Liam Cohen would be the best runner-up, but it's Vrabel, man. It's Vrabel. 1st and 10, May under pressure. Gets the football out to Hooper somehow. Drake May was going down and somehow finds the arm strength to get that football out to Hooper for a 5-yard gain. Great play by Hooper. Great ball tracking. Or excuse me, great pass by May. Great ball tracking there by Hooper. Big shout out to Deep for a $5 donation. He says, we need to keep Brown at guard over Wilson. Better run game. Now, we are going up against a not so great run defense, but hey, man, they signed Ben Brown to that extension for a reason. Maybe Jared Wilson, center of the future, Ben Brown, guard of the future. Patriots toss the football off to Henry. Henry on 2nd and 5 is only going to get about 2. All right, 3rd and 3. Watch a run to the left side here. Drake May's going to pass it. Has some time. He's under pressure now. Drake May's going to run. He's going to slide to avoid the contact. Bit of an awkward slide there, but Stephon Diggs loved the run there by May. Let's take a look at this one. So Drake May keeping his eyes downfield. Pocket starts to collapse. He runs for it. Slides. Ramondre and Diggs kind of running into some defenders there. Miami wanted a flag. I don't really know what for, but that's an 8-yard scramble by May. 5 rushes, 41 yards in this game. 1st and goal. Now they're going to get this one off to Henderson, and Henderson gets a touchdown of his own, and the Patriots' run game has really come to life in this one. Talk about day and night compared to where it was in the beginning of the season. Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson, they have done it all in this game for the Patriots, and this thing is now leading to a blowout in what didn't feel like it was going to be early on. So great second half adjustments by the Patriots, man. We gave them a lot of crap in the first half, and rightfully so. Got to give them credit where it's due. Really turned this thing around, and I can only imagine what Mike Vrabel said to this team at halftime. So 38-10, Patriots take a 28-point lead. Oh, they're playing Stranger Things music? It's crazy. Alpha Courage comes in with a $5 donation. It says, imagine Pats getting MVP and Coach of the Year in one season. They way overachieved for a year one rebuild team. I completely agree. And I think that's what people forget is like these Patriots haters and Patriots doubters will compare the Patriots to where the Buffalo Bills are at. They'll compare them to where the Rams are at. They'll compare them to some of these organizations that have had the same system for years, that have consistently been the best teams in the league for years. This is year one of the New England. This is year one of a brand new system, year one of what they're doing. The expectations were never to be this good. And if you're going to try to discredit what the Patriots are doing by comparing them to some of the best teams in the league who have had continuity in their systems for years, you're actually giving the Patriots credit while trying to discredit them, as ironic as that sounds. But I mean, hey, if the Patriots get MVP and Coach of the Year this year, I mean, you know the excuses are going to be about the Patriots schedule. Yeah, Henderson, Offensive Rookie of the Year, too. Don't forget about that. Henderson is actually in the running for that. That'd be crazy. 3 awards for the Patriots. And then just big up to this coaching staff, big ups to Brables. Whatever they did at halftime really got this team locked in when they needed it the most to make sure that they got that second seed. Still 13-3, Denver and Chargers. So really feels like the Patriots are going to be the second seed and playing a game next week. That's going to be a touchback there for Miami. Be curious to see how many starters the Patriots take out after this one. Miami taking over at the 35-yard line. They're going to give this one to Ollie Gordon, who gets a yard, but a flag on the play. Durden's getting up talking to Ollie Gordon. Whatever Ollie Gordon said, Durden did not like. Still chirping there to Ollie Gordon. Honestly, like, I know they're not going to, but I would love to see Tommy DeVito coming. Like, if we're sitting Drake May, give me Tommy DeVito, right? We don't want Josh Dobbs to get hurt, right? We don't want Josh Dobbs getting hurt, so we should probably play Tommy DeVito, right? My opinion. Not gonna lie, I keep forgetting Dobbs is the backup. That's because every time he's come in, he's like passed the ball once and then hand the football off every other time. The backup quarterback literally always comes in and just hands the football off. 2nd and 9 here for Miami. They're going to give this one off to Ollie Gordon. Looks like something didn't go right for Miami. This is a major loss for them. Flag on the play. This very well is going to be Miami. Illegal motion on Miami. Ingold, the fullback, looked like something wasn't right there. And Ollie Gordon kind of panicking to make something happen. That is on Miami. Penalty is declined, so that's a big, big loss for them on that play. It's going to be 3rd and long now for Miami. Third and 18. We know a screen's coming, so just don't bite on it. All right, Ewers drops back. He's going to go out to Washington. Jelani Tavai on his tracks. What a play by Jelani Tavai. Man, everyone talks about Tavai's not good in coverage. Didn't do bad on that one. What a tackle by Tavai. 4th and 18 for Miami. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't yet. Let's get to 150 likes by the end of the stream. Completely free to like the video, and it helps support the channel tremendously when you guys just hit that thumbs up icon. All right, Efton Chisholm as the returner. He's going to call a fair catch. And Josh Dobbs is warming up here. So Drake May's day is going to be done. $169 watching, only 82 likes. Come on, people. Guys, we can easily get this to 150 likes if everybody just hits the thumbs up button right now. We actually have 279 watching. We got more people watching on Twitter, so let's get this baby to 150 likes by the end of the stream. Good luck for our New England Patriots in the postseason, right? That's how we give good luck to our Patriots come playoff time, is by hitting that thumbs up button. Should we get Tyreek Hill next year? No. Honestly, I don't think the Patriots would be interested in Tyreek Hill. He's older. He's coming off a big injury. He's also an in-division rival, so I don't think Miami would send him to New England anyway, but also his character doesn't make sense for New England. All right, Josh Dobbs and the Patriots are going to take over at the 32-yard line. Hunter Henry in motion. Dobbs is going to pass. All right, Dobbs. See what you got. That's going to be Hunter Henry, who, wow, they're really trying to get Hunter Henry that bonus. And Hunter Henry, he got the bonus. Drake May's hyped up. The entire Patriots sideline is hyped up. Drake May came all the way down to give Hunter Henry some love. And so I wonder if Hunter Henry comes off the field after that one, but he has officially reached his catch bonus, Hunter Henry. Probably why they passed the football there. Josh Dobbs probably is going to run the football now. It feels like they really needed to get two guys. They came into this game saying that the goal of the passing offense is to get two guys the football to get them their bonuses. Hunter Henry, who needed a certain amount of catches to reach his bonus, and then getting Stephon Diggs 30 yards to get to 1,000, get him his bonus. And both those guys have. Diggs' day is done. He's on the sidelines. We already know May's day is done. I would have Hunter Henry's day be done also. I wouldn't put him out there anymore. 3rd and 7 for the Pats. Dobbs is going to pass the football. Dobbs is looking deep. And that's way too in front of Kayshon Boutte. So I like Dobbs taking a shot. Why not, right? You're blowing them out. You're up 28 points the fourth quarter. Why not? Why not? I mean, it was a terrible deep ball. Not accurate in the slightest, but, you know, why not take a shot there on 3rd and 7? This is the same person that said that the Patriots weren't going to beat the Ravens, and then they did. This is the same dude that said that the Bills were going to win the AFC East and that the Patriots weren't going to win the AFC East, and then the Patriots did. This is the same dude that said that the Jets were going to beat the Patriots. The Patriots blew them out and won the AFC East. So, my guy, you have gotten nothing right. Y'all got lucky versus the Ravens. No, we won that game fair and square. I guess we got lucky versus the Jets too. How about the Bills losing to the Philadelphia Eagles? Huh? Was that just luck by the Philadelphia Eagles too? No. Why would I be scared of the Bills, dog? We beat y'all to end your perfect season, and then we blew a 21-point lead. His team's the Bills, and everything this guy has said has not been right. No hate. It's just funny. Ewers from his own end zone. And the Patriots' backup defense is also officially in there, so the Patriots have taken out all their starters on offense and defense, it looks like. Kyle comes in with a $10 donation and said, if you told me at the beginning that May is going to be good, I'm happy. If you told me he'd be more refined, a more accurate Josh Allen who actually slides, I'm over the moon. Love, Drake, May. Kyle, I think you put it perfectly. And I think the other thing, too, is like, keep in mind, Drake May's only 23. Ewers hit as he throws. That's going to be incomplete on 1st and 10. But I think something you have to keep in mind, too, is that Josh Allen, the first few years of his career, was not good. He was a very mid quarterback. It wasn't until he got a prime Stephon Diggs that, you know, he really turned things around. And so Drake May only being 23 years old, there's a lot of development to still occur. And if he looks this good this early on, people think that Drake May's reached his peak. Like Drake May came into the league like he was 25 years old. No, Drake May came into the league extremely young. He hasn't even played 2 seasons worth of football games yet in the NFL. He's only 23. What you're seeing is not a completely developed version of Drake May. There is still peaks for him to hit, which I think is the really exciting part. Ewers goes out to Ingold here, but that's going to be incomplete. Oh, they're actually going to, looks like, give him this. So 3rd and 7 now for Miami. All right. Ewers drops back. Patriots get the pressure. It's Caleb on Chase on. Ewers gets brought down by Caleb on Chason. That's 7 sacks now on the year. So last week, Caleb on Chason comes with a career high and just adds to that this week. And Caleb on Chason, too, looks like he reached another incentive also. So everybody reaching their incentives in this game for New England. 4th and 12. Miami's going to punt. That's Chisholm. He's going to fair catch that. So that was an extra bonus for Chason. That gets him $500,000. They're going to give this one off to Ramondre. Ramondre's going to get a couple here on first down. Looks like Quinn Ewers is getting checked out after that Caleb on Chason play. And Miami stacking the box, but they're going to get this one off to Ramondre. Good run there. Or not Ramondre, excuse me. That's going to be Johnson, who comes in. He's got a good run there. Third and 4. They fake the handoff, play action. Dobbs moving around the pocket. He's going to try to run for this one. And he is going to get the first down. So good pocket movement there by Josh Dobbs. Doing a little bit of Drake May there on his own. Fourth and 1, so it actually looks like they're not going to give him the first, but Mike Vrabel's going to challenge that one. They're going to review this and see if Dobbs got there. So we know he got past the plane, but where was the ball? Grab something. So the Patriots did not get the challenge flag on that one. Apparently, Dobbs had the ball in his right hand, and the ball was behind him and not in front of him. And so by the time he went out of bounds, the ball did not cross the first down marker. So Patriots did lose the challenge, which also means they do lose a timeout. And they punt the football back to Miami. Patriots, of course, though, still up by 28 points. All right. Ewers is going to give this ball off to Gordon, or rather, that's going to be Zach Wilson, who the Patriots are very familiar with, former starting quarterback there of the Jets. So Ewers out of the game right now. Zach Wilson comes on in. Interesting story. Zach Wilson was actually really upset when they found out they were benching Tua for Quinn Ewers. He thought that he was going to be the guy that got called up. So 2nd and 9 after Gordon gets a gain of 1. Kobe chugging that tea, man. Diet tea, too. Diet tea, so we can drink as much as we want, and that sugar ain't gonna get to us. Not today. Not today. Apparently, sugar makes you fat. I don't want to be fat. So Zach Wilson got pressure on his face, tries to get it out to Ollie Gordon for the screen. Now it's going to be incomplete. So 3rd and 9 now for Miami. It's Elijah Ponder who got the initial pressure there. So Elijah Ponder coming up big. Third and 9. Patriots look like they're going to send the house. Patriots send 5 guys. They get to Zach Wilson. Wilson hit as he throws, and that's incomplete. That's going to be Taylor the third, Patriots backup defensive tackle, who comes in and gets the pressure. Zach Wilson on this drive passes the football a few times, and on every single one got hit. So rough drive there for Zach Wilson, man. Pressure was on him on every single play. What time is the post-game show? Right now it's set for 8:30, but this game is moving quicker than I thought. It's 7:06. We'll be on Bleacher Report right after this. So we might move up. I'll have to talk to Rob, but post-game is going to be between 8:15 and 8:30. All right, 1st and 10. Let's see what Dobbs can do. Give me DeVito, man. Come on. Give me a little bit of DeVito. At least give him a drive. Westover and Johnson on the field. Going to give the ball off to Johnson. Johnson going to shed 1 tackle, get back to the line, and he'll gain a couple. So good run by him to change what was a loss into at least a gain. 2nd and 9. Kobe, Tommy can't play. Hey, man, but I want him to. I want him to have a drive. I want him to have something, man. I just want Tommy DeVito to play. You know, I need one of these. All right, they're going to hand the football off again to Johnson, who's going to get about 2. Forward progress maybe gives him 3. By the way, 16-3, Chargers in Denver. All right, 3rd and 5. Patriots at the 41-yard line. Dobbs drops back to pass. He's going to look in the middle of the field. Pass is too high. He was trying to target Efton Chisholm. Had him wide open, but incomplete. Flag on the play, though. Roughing the passer, though, on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Fresh set of downs now for New England. That's on Butler, the defensive tackle for Miami. Josh Dobbs gets this ball out. And Butler comes up after the throw and hits him. It's going to be roughing the passer all day, every day. All right, Patriots. Going to run the ball here with Johnson. Cross the 50 now. So Patriots knocking on the door for some points. Try to put up a 40-burger here. All right, Efton Chisholm coming back in. Johnson still in the backfield. They're going to fake off the handoff. They're going to run play action and give this one off to Jack Westover, who's going to just get back to the line. 3rd and 9 now for the Pats. Dobbs is 1 of 2 for 3 yards. He'll get my Super Bowl MVP. Where is Matthew Stafford on the day? Because Stafford was putting up a stinker last time I checked. All right, Stafford is actually having a pretty good game, but he's also passed the ball 40 times. Stafford is 25 of 40 for 259, 4 touchdowns, and a 114.5 rating to go along with 3 rushing yards. Drake May. Drake May finished the day going 14 of 18 for 191 passing yards, a 129.4 rating, a passing touchdown, along with 5 carries for 41 yards on the ground. So Stafford might put up more all-purpose yards on the day, but he also played a lot more and had more than double the pass attempts that Drake May had. All right, 3rd and 9. Pop Douglas in motion. They're going to set up a screen to Pop. Pop tries to bounce this one to the outside. He will. Pop Douglas gets the Patriots into field goal range with that one in a fresh set of downs. So good run there by Pop Douglas, man. Feel like the Patriots got to find a way with the starting offense to get Pop more involved, because they were dialing up some big plays down the field when they were getting Pop going against the Saints. A couple games after that also. So with Matt Collins out, I think that's one of the ways you could also get some big splash plays down the field is, look, he's not a contested 50-50 ball guy, but he'll give you some plays deep down the field if you give him the opportunity. Patriots are just going to kneel this one out. And they could make this game 40 if they really wanted to. But I guess they don't care to. Come on, kick the field goal, damn it. Kick the field goal. Put up more points on them. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's watch party. As always, appreciate you guys for tuning on in. That wraps up the New England Patriots 2025 NFL regular season, which means everything is postseason from here on out. We're talking implications. You don't perform well, guess what? You're going home. So make sure you guys stay tuned. It looks like the Patriots are going to be playing the Chargers in the wild card round. Chargers would be traveling to Foxborough as the Patriots finish as the second seed. So no first round bye, but what this does mean is that the Patriots at minimum will be posting 2 playoff games, meaning that as long as the Denver Broncos actually win and the Patriots get to the AFC Championship game, that would be the game that they would travel. Right? So the only way the Patriots are traveling in the playoffs is if they play the Denver Broncos in the AFC Championship game. So a lot to talk about there, a lot to break down. But again, make sure you guys stay tuned for our watch parties now as the postseason is here, because everything is on the line now. Everything is on the line. First time the Patriots have reached the postseason since 2021, where they got blown out by the Buffalo Bills. Last time the Patriots won a postseason game was Super Bowl 53, so keep that in mind. So much to get into, but as always, I appreciate you guys for coming on in. I appreciate everybody that donated. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel for all your New England Patriots news if you have not already. Join the Patriots Global family. We will be live around 8:15 to be doing a post-game recap of everything that happened here with Rob from House Call. So until then, appreciate you guys for watching, and of course, go Pats.